welcome to Just Drinking Problems, where we basically identify problems that we're not going to do shit about. We can drink about them. Name's Brandon, and you've been an expert in your industry of homosexual preventatives of AIDS for how long? A decade now?
Yeah, about 10 to 15 years.
Okay, and you got into the disease-infected penises. What's your backstory?
Well, I grew up and noticed I liked mine, so I wanted to keep it disease-free. So
Okay.
I made sure to watch where I was putting it and making sure everything else was clean that I put it in, so mine didn't get diseased and have all kinds of nasty shit on it.
And if everyone did that, there would be no such thing as HIV.
Correct.
Is it true that it really came from a monkey? Like some dude just was like, can't help it no more, and had access to a monkey?
Well, that's what people want to say, but
well,
I kind of think viruses are all man-made, but
I was really trying to throw you off, and you just rolled with it, so good job.
but that's my theory. So bacterial, yeah, that comes from environmental, but viruses, I think they're all man-made.
Okay, so let me guess. You don't believe in COVID?
No, it's there, but it's a man-made virus.
Okay. Yeah. What about other things that are absolutely 1,000% true, like global warming?
Oh.
Is it climate change or global warming? Are they the same thing?
They're the same thing.
Okay.
False.
Okay. Well, we got a lot of hot topics to discuss today. But yeah, just wanted to introduce you, and I was totally I try to fuck with people right when I start recording, but you roll with it, so I'll have to do better next time. Yeah, so I haven't done an episode in a long time. Been doing some other stuff, and decided that it's time to get back in it. I'm gonna try and pick it up, so you're definitely welcome back. If you have a good time on this one, then we'll do this again. And so let's just get to it.
Right on.
We were talking earlier, and you brought up Epstein's Island, and
yes.
I mean we all just found out P. Diddy is a fucking diddler, right? Yeah. He's like fucking getting blackmail on people, I think, to control the industry, and like he tried fucking Rihanna, and Eminem was like, "Nah, bro," and she got saved, but Justin Bieber, I think his asshole's been stretched out for a long time.
Him and LeBron and
yeah, there's a bunch, and there's like politicians that's going to go down with it. Like, suppose he's going to put out a list.
Well, so was Epstein Island, but how many years has that been, and we ain't seen no list yet?
Do you think he's dead?
Epstein?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Because I heard like since there was no cameras, the guards were sleeping off duty, and like I heard a rumor that basically somebody's body was found, but maybe not his. But it makes more sense to me that he did die. He got murked in prison, so he couldn't talk.
Right. He got the Clinton disease.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now they're up to what, 78 bodies on them
that you know about.
Yeah, that we know about. But he was just a small pawn.
Okay.
They call it Epstein Island. They got to put it on somebody. So stuff started coming out. They put it on him. He wasn't nobody. He was just a fall guy, just like that Maxwell lady. She had a little bit more stroke than he did, but she's nobody.
I think they were all stroking something.
Well, yes. Most of them little kids, but that's why they're trying to keep it so hush-hush. I think that island is ran by the wealthy people, more like your Rockefellers, JP Morgan type people that really run this country, your princes of the other countries, and big politicians
intelligence agencies.
Yes. If not, why is there still security on that island? Why can't you get on that island?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it still hush-hush on that island?
Yeah, and why haven't we seen the fucking list?
Correct.
So I kind of want to stay on this subject, but I'm going to bring this up just so I can't forget it later. I think if our government, I'll just speak on specifically America their American government, all agencies, federal, states, like all of it. Why is everything always so classified? Like JFK, why do we still not have everything that was possibly recorded on that day, or the investigation after? Like, there's still questions about the moon landing. Like, the reason we have all these crazy conspiracies is because things get fucking covered up. All this UFO or UAP bullshit. Why didn't it immediately just post it out on a public forum where we can all download it if we want to? We can look at it, watch it, whatever it is. Why hide anything? Now I get for okay, we're not going to put out that we have some kind of program going on. We're trying to like gather intelligence on a foreign government. Okay, so maybe our currently going on right now programs like that we're spying, or we're about to are planning to create a weapon, or maybe going to invade or do whatever our movements are. Like, hey, next month we're going to send a fleet over here. Like, okay, I can get that.
Right.
But we're still hiding shit that happened before I was even fucking born.
Right.
Like, you're basically telling the whole world you can't trust us.
So, and that's the problem, is our government has lied to our people so much and for so long, and now they can't come out about nothing because, I mean, look how pissed off our people are at our government now.
Yeah.
So they come out saying, okay, for instance, the JFK deal. Hey, we're actually involved in it. Our CIA are the ones that killed Kennedy. That really pissed people off. And the little bit of people that still trust our government wouldn't trust them. And then they'd have a real big problem on their hands. So they keep lying to us and classifying everything so we can't find anything out. Because if they opened everything up and, hey, this is actually this, or this is actually that, okay, how much stuff have y'all lied to us about? Which we know.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything that when they open their mouth, it's a lie.
I think anyone with like a basic intelligence level and common sense already has like a 99% accurate reading on what they have lied about. So you're not really fooling anyone. No one actually trusts NBC, ABC, Fox, CNN. Like, no one really trusts them. Like, dude, I get most of my news from like actual people that post things on platforms like X.
Right.
You know, like, so they don't seem to me to have like, they're not being paid by Pfizer to push a narrative. They're not like donating to one party trying to talk shit about the other party. Like, it's so obvious nowadays. And I can see back in the day, like after JFK, everyone's like, oh fuck, they told us what happened, we all know. And I think it was a comedian at the time got his hands on a video that kind of proved that he was shot from more than one direction. And he did it on like a late night talk show, and that's when people were like, what the fuck? And started paying attention to it. And kind of like after COVID, during COVID, we were like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Right.
You know, like, we're going to die? Should I take this medicine or that medicine? Should I get this vaccine? Or which one? Because now, like, they're saying we get Johnson & Johnson, and now they just took it away. So what about the other ones? They're going to take the other one? Like, everyone's all confused, but now we can fucking, you know, quarterback chair, or arm back chair, quarterback. What do you know what they're not fucking say? You know, hindsight's 20/20. And we're sitting there looking at like all the obvious bullshit that they lied about and the money trails involved in it. We have absolutely no reason to trust our government. Not only do they hide shit, but we know too many of the lies.
Correct.
So, going back to the kid diddling thing, I think that Epstein's Island was put on by a couple of different people, controlled and used to blackmail people. Because if you can't influence them because they're not within your own party, or maybe they're already independently wealthy, so the amount of money you could donate to them isn't going to be enough to get them to do the thing that they don't want them to do that you do want them to do. But if you can treat them like a king and a powerful, important person and play their fucking ego against them, and then bring them here, and you got pictures, video, recordings.
Right.
And they're doing the thing that would make their wife leave them. They'd never see their kids again. Immediately fired. Never elected. Like, fucking maybe go to prison. You know, like, dude, they're gonna do whatever the fuck you want them to do.
Exactly. And that's what you get. So nowadays, especially in our political side of stuff, you get movie stars, you get athletes, you get music talent, siding Republican, Democrat, whatever. For some reason, people go, "Oh, Taylor Swift's going for Kamala Harris," and so, "Oh, I'm going to vote for her too." Who the fuck cares if Taylor Swift is voting for you? So now, they got all these people down there, especially these movie stars, because it seems like there was a lot of them that went to it because once this Epstein thing come out, a lot of them went hush.
Yeah.
And so now they're using it. Now you're going to do this for us, or we're going to release it. This list, because it's funny that all these people said, oh, we're going to put a stop to it. We want to know. Well, everybody that said we wanted to know had the power to make it happen, but nobody has. And it goes back to any of our officials. I mean, the presidents that we have now, the one we had, I mean, even back in Trump had the power, supposedly had the power, which I think our presidents are pawns anyway. There's a group above them.
Deep state.
Yes. So Congress is a bunch of bullshit people anyway that are overpaid.
And corrupt as fuck.
Yep. So you got Congress, you got the House. Any of them asswipes can get this list, so-called, out, but they don't want to because they want to still use it as leverage.
Yeah. I don't want to distract you. I just thought of something.
Oh, yeah, you're going to... And here's the thing that gets me. You get all these people that bitch about Trump's tax...
the tariffs?
His income tax. They want to know what his tax returns.
Yeah.
Okay, he was a multi-billionaire before he went into office.
Before he even ran for anything.
Yes, I could give a less about his taxes. I want to know how somebody that makes $140,000 to $170,000 a year that's been in Congress for 8 years becomes a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
That's called insider trading.
Yeah, so this is 4 years ago. So as of 2020, over half of the members of Congress were millionaires, and the median net worth of the members were approximately $1 million, which I think that's fucking low. It seems like they're quoting from Wikipedia, but
Yeah,
I've even heard...
You can change that.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, let's scroll down and just see if there's anything else. How much does the average member of Congress make? So they make about $150, I heard. So $174,000, which is a good income. Like,
yeah,
sure, things are more expensive in DC than most places in the country, but this Congress.
But you can't at $174,000. You can't over 20 years. At $174,000 over 20 years, paying a vehicle, insurance, a place to live, buying groceries, you cannot become a millionaire by saving the rest of the money. You have to invest, and that's not leaving you much to invest.
Yeah.
Unless you know inside stuff.
Yeah. Well, Martha Stewart can't do it, but Pelosi can.
Correct.
Or her husband.
Yeah.
With someone just, dropping little birdie tweets in his ear.
Right. Or Kamala Harris's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the same thing with the lithium deposits.
Yeah. So, actually, the reason I started looking in this one day is AOC net worth.
Oh, that's about a dumb bitch if I ever seen one, too.
Have you seen the memes where she looks like a donkey?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it don't even have to be a meme. If she just pops up on the screen, she looks like one.
Okay. I'm about to stop using Google. Because this seems like it has been edited.
Oh, of course. Just like everything else.
Because I said AOC net worth, and all these articles are saying like, no, AOC is not rich yet. Fact checks, like they're already trying to
fact check you.
They're already trying to dispute the reason that I Googled this, but I didn't Google, is she corrupt? Is she insider trade? Is she, like, I didn't insinuate anything. I just said net worth. And it's already trying to give me articles explaining that fucking Google's in bed with the government. Let's just see what if I do images, if the memes come up. No. This is so fucking edited, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I started using DuckDuckGo. I need to download it. I'm gonna do that right now. Let's get and look at the comparison. Let's see if I already have it, actually. No, I don't. Okay, fuck. I'm gonna install it right now, and we're gonna see. Is Google editing our shit and like trying to convince us to think one way?
Oh, I guarantee it. Because
I do too.
Alexis is, you ask Alexis stuff and it's already trying to divert you one way. And
yeah, I've seen people post videos where they literally ask Alexa, should I vote for Donald Trump? And it gives them all positive things about Kamala. Like, should I vote for Kamala? And it gives you the same shit. Like, they're biased.
Yeah. I've seen one, should I vote Donald Trump? And it says, I do not get involved with political stuff and this and that.
You're right.
And it asks something about Kamala Harris, and it rant and raves about Come On Me Harris.
I love that name too.
Oh, well, you got to sleep your way to the top.
Dude, you did see my silver piece I made, right?
Yes.
Dude, I should just go get it and show the camera. Maybe I'll do that in a second. All right, what are we doing here? Launch when ready. Okay, so it's installing. And basically because we're in a shitty shack, I was in the house with good internet, but now I basically have a antenna I put on a pole off the roof on the back of the building, and it is basically an amplifier, the cell phone signals to the nearest tower, and then I'm hotspotting from my phone that I'm also recording this from. So internet's kind of slow, but it's working on it right now. Well, it actually downloaded pretty quick. I'm installing, so anyway, if we have slow internet, that's why. But it's working on it right now. Yeah, let's get rid of this for now. And we're going to get to our most important.
There's two complete idiots also. But they're better than what we got. Both of them are better than what we got running now for the Democratic Party.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'd take Biden over Come On Me Harris any day.
I'm definitely going to have to get like a list of memes to keep in a folder that I can bring them up during the show. When I see good shit. Because I saw one had Obama, and he's like, I need a VP dumber than me, Biden. And Biden's like, I need a VP dumber than me, Kamala. And Kamala's like, I need the dumbest VP ever, Tim Walz.
Well, yep, they got a hell of a train going there.
Yeah. So basically, to hit the topics, we're talking about blackmail kitty diddlers, right? Going to different islands, and now we found out that P. Diddy's kind of doing the same thing. Some political people involved with that, but also controlling and owning like artists, individual artists. So there's a whole lot of corrupt blackmail, underage sex, kind of evil shit going on, and we're starting to kind of, it seems like it's happening more and more every day. When we hear about it, like obviously it happened for a long time, we just never heard about it.
Right.
And I think that's because less and less people are paying attention to the traditional forms of media, like your magazines and your radio station shows and your, mainstream news networks. And people are getting on the internet, and as soon as something leaks, everyone fucking knows about it.
Right.
Like the
breaking
next
news.
fucking day.
It's right then.
And then you start seeing the memes about it, and everyone writes like jokes about it. So it's like public knowledge that, everyone knows who this person is and what they're being accused of. We may not have evidence, but it's to the point now where if you say this person did something, they're going to believe it.
Right.
And it's been that way for a while. Like Trump, when Trump was first running, with the first 3 years that he was in office, they spent millions of dollars and how many thousands of man hours trying to get him on Russian collusion and bullshit like that, and they couldn't fucking do it. It was completely made up. Um, I think the same thing now. You know, during Biden's administration, they were trying to get him on like what some kind of 90 something different things they actually charged him with in different states, and I would call that election interference. So while he's trying to run,
Right.
like so, everything seems to be coming to light at a close enough time frame, and enough of it is provable to the point where you believe all of it. So we got the Epstein Island thing, we got the P Diddy diddler parties, and we got all the corruption, the DOJ, we got the fucking border, right? And
Oh yeah, that's a show on its own, especially with these idiots we got in office.
so I say there's a shit ton more stuff that we could bring up, but
But
I think these things to myself sometimes. I'm like, I want the best. I hope and wish and like, dude, please just let this shit fucking coast along. Keep kicking the can down the road because I got kids.
right,
And I want them to at least have as close to good as life as that I've been able to have. You know, for at least until they're about my age before shit just crumbles. But at the same time, kind of like this shit needs to crumble.
well, here's my problem with the Democrats right now. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican. I want the best for the country, and it to me it doesn't make a shit which one it is. But
It's a label.
if the Democrats would put as much fucking effort towards running this country as they do to fucking Trump life up, this country would be so awesome, and they would be able to run this country so good. But they're more worried about pinning him with where he spent money, who he paid off. He paid somebody off for what, 180,000, when we've had Clinton spent 890 or 980 on somebody for hush money while he was in office. But they don't want to talk about that. But if the Democrats spent as much time trying to run this country and take care of problems in the country as they did screwing with Trump, they do one hell of a job.
Yeah. I agree with you about the label thing. If someone says like, "Well, I'm a Democrat," I'm like, "Well, you're a fucking idiot." And if someone says, "Well, I'm a Republican," I'm like, "You're still a fucking idiot," because I look at them as a uniparty, right? If you have the people that have pretty much spent their whole life trying to be in politics, get elected for some office, and work their way up to be governor, and work their way up into D.C. to be a senator or congressman or fucking VP, whatever they are. They're involved. Their whole life is politics, and it's pretend, fake, corrupt as fuck bullshit.
Yep.
So you get to decide how much money we spend, but you never actually like had a job or like built a business. You get to decide if we go to war, and you never actually go to war. You know,
Right.
you get to decide that those motherfuckers you never meet go to war. Like there's just no purpose for them. Like, I get we got like everyone was talking about democracy. I don't know the fuck that is because we have a representative republic, at least constitutional wise, and I guess that
Yeah,
doesn't
they
matter
don't know
anymore.
what that they don't
Yeah.
they don't know what that is anymore.
Yeah.
Constitution.
No, like, fuck. Um, did you hear about the? I guess maybe it's been a year or a little less than a year, that Argentina elected their new whatever they call it, their leader, president.
I think Argentina's got a president.
Okay, well, did you hear about him and like what he's been doing?
No.
Okay, so obviously they were just as corrupt as anyone else.
Right.
Because I think I'll make this statement: all of my beliefs and opinions are coming from a point of one ultimate belief, and that's freedom. So this guy got elected amazingly because they had a very corrupt bullshit government as well.
Communism government.
Yeah, and they're like, government's the enemy of the people. That's what I think. So freedom and government's always not the answer. But this dude got elected, and I'll just pull up his name because he looks fucking crazy. Like if you would have showed me this guy before I knew anything about him, I was like, I don't know, like used to be a rock star and now is still coked out. Like he looks so. Argentina. Um, this guy. Yeah. So whatever his name is, Javier Milei. Doesn't that dude look fucking crazy as fuck?
Yeah.
Let me pull up pictures. And then I'm going to go to DuckDuckGo for whatever else we got to look at. And you can look up whatever you want. Now, some of his pictures, like it's just his hair, like them sideburns. That's straight up 70s. Dude, like that's so much fucking hair. Like he looks crazy. Now his wife's hot as fuck. Bro, right? Yeah. Bro.
He's
like he's the man.
Yeah,
he's like
he's doing the Donald Trump.
I like big titties. That's that face saying. Dude, yeah. But reason I bring him up, because he gives me hope. Right? Because Argentina is just as fucked up as every other government. Right? Because I can't think of another country that I would be like, man, their government has it. They're doing it right. They got it. Because I think government in general, whatever we're talking about, any type of public servant, which I call all people who work and get a paycheck from the government, should be their one goal is to serve their population.
Yeah, since we pay their dumbasses.
Yeah, but I don't think any government, I think governments serve their governments, right? That's right. How I think it works. But this dude is the one time I actually heard of someone actually going in and serving the people that elected him. He basically came in and he put, so there's a video of him and he got all these agencies. Like, we got like we got the DEA, we got the FBI, we got the freaking EPA, we got the Department of Education, we got all these fucking like agencies, and agencies have more agencies, like right. Sub-agencies. It's like, it's just, the government just keeps getting bigger, fatter, keeps growing. And all governments do that because governments serve themselves. But this dude got elected. He went in there, and there's a video of him. They got all these agencies. He just went, he was saying something in his language, which I don't know what the fuck they speak. Maybe Spanish? I don't know. But basically like, fuck it, delete it, gone, no, done, bye. And like, he just started deleting shit. And they went from having a national deficit each year to, out of nowhere, they have a surplus in their budget. Like, holy fuck, that should be impossible.
Right.
But all he did is get rid of all the bloat and the excess bullshit. I'm like, we could do that. Oh, we just need someone like him to get elected. And right now, I think people are tired of hearing the stories of these politicians and these celebrities fucking kids, right? Because we got kids, right? And like, I would rather see them at a tall tree and a short rope than in any kind of office, right? Being paraded around with celebrities and flying all over the place and taking beach vacations and riding bicycles and like all the bullshit. They basically treat politicians like celebrities, right? And then when they can't get the job done, it's like when they had that wildfire in, if you think it's a wildfire, I think it was an intentionally started fire in Hawaii. And then they got fucking The Rock and Oprah
to buy all the shit that burned up that they were trying to buy to begin with. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I love the theories about all why the blue shit didn't burn.
Right.
But they're both fucking rich. I think Oprah's a billionaire.
Yeah.
And The Rock, obviously, his wrestling career and
he's a billionaire too.
He is?
Yes.
Okay, we gotta look up their network. But...
See, he bought into what's a company that bought the UFC and WWE?
They got a parent company?
Yeah, so a company from Saudi Arabia bought WWE and the UFC.
I did hear about that.
But Dana White still runs
UFC, yeah.
UFC.
Which I like him.
Oh, yes, that dude's legit.
I like it when people try to heckle him. He's like, fuck you. Basically, just like, fuck you.
No censorship.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's what gives me hope. That's what I'm trying to get to. People like this actually do exist. They come in, they make a positive change. Because, like I was saying earlier, like, I want it to keep going the way it's going because we have it good enough right now. But at the same time, I kind of want it to fucking crumble so we can build back better. Not a Biden build back better, but actually correct and learn from our mistakes, get back to the Constitution. We're all just going to some socialism, or we're already socialist, going to some communist fucking, like, almost like you see in these movies, right, where people are like living underground, like Hunger Games type shit. Like, it's just, we're all fucked, all fucked. That's where I kind of see us going eventually. But there's still hope, because you got people like this, and then you got Trump's not really a politician, and he's getting more following every fucking day. And you got JD Vance, I actually like him. Vivek Ramaswamy, fucking the richest man on earth, Elon Musk, and he's talking about being a consultant for the U.S. government in this next administration if Trump wins. And you got, dude, Kennedy Jr. wants to fucking join in there. Like,
Right.
You got a bunch of really smart people that are doing things, not speaking, not using words, but doing things for the people already, and they're not the ones in power. So, like, there's still a level of hope. So where do you think, ultimate, we're going to fucking shit, this country's fucked, and then we can turn this around and we can do better? Like, where are you on that scale?
Either way, no matter which one gets in office. So we'll go Democrat side. So you got Joe Biden.
Yep.
That's like taking a sack of shit. That's the intelligence. So Kamala Harris is following that up. So you take that same sack of shit and smack it up against a tree. That's the intelligence of Kamala Harris. So we're screwed either way there.
Yeah.
Because if you watch anything on her, she dodges every question. She can't answer a question unless somebody's got it wrote down for her. She's worse than what Biden is. Tim Walz is a flat idiot. And I mean, and the stuff he's done in his state is absolutely ridiculous.
Dictator type bullshit.
He is nothing but a dictator. Now, person-wise, I'm not a huge Trump fan, because on the political side, the dude doesn't know when to stop, doesn't know when to shut his mouth. He could already had this election won if he would have kept his mouth shut.
Okay.
So after he got shot and they did the Republican National Convention, if he would have just talked about getting shot, and about the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes of his speech, if he had just left it at that dude hands down would have won this election already. But then he had to go into his spiels about talking shit about everybody else, and everybody gets tired of it, because that's what he's done. So everybody gets tired of hearing about that, but he keeps doing it. Now, when he was president, yeah, the policies he had, I like the boldness of the dude. No fucks given.
He's a gangster about it.
And I like it.
Like, foreign policy, gangster.
So North Korea didn't step out of line, because
dude, no one ever did that shit.
Putin, I don't give a fuck if Putin's his best friend, if Trump's best friend. It kept Putin in check.
Yeah, and Kim.
Sweet. So let's put it, if they're
Fucking
best friends,
gangster.
Perfect. It's going to keep each other in check.
I'd rather have friends than enemies.
Exactly. So keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So, but my thing is, I would like to see Trump win, because I sure as hell don't want to see Kamala in office. But
we don't really have a choice.
Is this going to be a revenge presidency for Trump? So he was in office for 4 years. He got nothing but jacked with by the Democrats.
Yep.
So we're almost 4 years out of his presidency, where Biden has done nothing. Well, the Democrats have done nothing but fuck with Trump for 4 years. So 8 years he's been dealing with the Democrats fucking with him. What would you do if you were Trump and become president? I'm going after every one of them son of a bitches that came after me.
So people have been asking him that, and he actually got a lot of heat because he was in an interview on TV, and the interviewer, some liberal bitch was basically like, "Are you gonna be a dictator if you get elected again?" He's like, "Only on the first day." He was being sarcastic,
Right.
but of course that they'll take any.
Oh, they'll
excuse
blow that
to
way
turn,
out of
yeah,
proportion.
of course. But honestly, I don't think he has a choice. That's what he should do. That's what he has to do. When they fucking get all these woke fucking judges and lawyers and try to attack him legally, and then they weaponize the Department of Justice, and like, this is a fucking former president who's a billionaire who got his house raided by the FBI. Like, he's not a drug lord.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not like human trafficking people out of Mar-a-Lago. Like,
yeah, he's not the rest
what
of
the fuck? You know, like
DC.
People known him his entire life. He was in like Home Alone. You know, like I grew up watching that, and they were like, "Oh, that was Trump in that movie." Like, I don't know who fucking Trump is, right? But like, people have been knowing him for decade and decade and decade. He has a ton of appearances on TV in every decade.
Oh, rap videos. Oh, that was before he become a Republican.
Yeah,
He was cool enough before to become on rap videos and Oprah show, but now when he become a Republican, he was racist. So
yeah,
so
he was sexist.
so he couldn't come on them
And
shows.
everything other name they could possibly come up with. He hated the gays. He hated all. But he's done so many nice things in the past. If you actually fact check it, they're all just made up bullshit. It's a tactic, and they say a lie enough times, and you believe it. And I love when like you'll see people like on YouTube and shit. They'll go and interview people on the street and be like, "Okay, what do you think about Trump? Oh, he's fuck him. He's this and that." And like, okay, why?
Name one thing.
Yeah,
And they
can never fucking do it.
No, they can't.
Like, well,
the news said.
Yeah. Well, they don't even say that. They're just like, well, you know, because he's this or he's that, and they call him a name or make some very vague, like, statement about him, but they have nothing to back up. They get it. Well, this one time he did this to this person. It was, and I think it was 1987, and he got charged with like no, and they're like, oh, well, now he's a convicted felon. Seriously? Yeah, and they charged him $450 million, and then he went to appeals court, and he got that fucking money back. Because it's fucking, they weaponizing our justice system, and that's not good. You can't have a country where the laws are made up, like, okay, well, it's a federal law that you can't allow people into this country. Well, when the feds break their own laws, who does something about it?
Right.
No one. Right? You just let 20 million fucking illegal immigrants from who the fuck knows where into this country in order to put them in places that you can basically illegally again allow them to vote. And then now because he actually lost the popular vote in 2016 and Hillary won it, but he got the electoral votes. Well, they learned their lesson. Now, who cares who's more popular as long as they can get the electoral college votes in all these states and they get more points than him, even if he did win the popular vote this time, like he would still lose, right? So I see this as a strategic movement by corrupt, evil, smart people. Like they're winning, right? Because I remember being a kid, no one gave a fuck. No one talked about it. It wasn't like a daily thing. There was like, sure, maybe somewhere and I just didn't know it because I was younger. But now, like every TV show, every award show that you have for movies or music, like even at the White House, dude, on Easter, they're having like fucking transgenders pulling their titties out and rainbow flags. Like, it's just so in your face, obnoxious. Like, they're taking these minority groups and pinning them against like the majority of the country. Like, this is not on accident. They're
absolutely not.
They're purposely fucking everyone and confusing people and pushing the envelope even further than last time. And this, I think, this all started with Obama, but this only gets worse. So you have to have someone like him who comes in and says, "Fuck all this shit. This is America. This is how we do things. You're fired. Your whole agency's gone. We've taken all this money. We're putting it where it should be. Where we're supposed to be stewards of the American people's money. We're no group of people, no nation or group of nations or nothing has ever been in fucking $36 trillion. Like, that's a number we didn't even fathom. But we hear trillion so much, it's kind of like, oh, okay, whatever, another trillion. Yeah. But like, we're so fucked up. Like, our society's broken, our financial system's broken, our justice system's broken, our government's broken. Somebody has to come in and be a fucking dictator. I'm not going to say he is going to be one, but someone needs to come in and be this guy and be like, this is wrong, obviously. Done. No more. Over. That's what the people want. They want their kids to be able to go to a school and not have to worry about it getting shot up. They want their kids to go to public, general, anywhere, and not be like, okay, is that a boy or a girl?
Right.
Like,
and not have it pushed in your fucking face on top of that.
And get expelled because you made a joke about whether that woman has a penis or can get pregnant or is like gay. Like, dude, this whole gay rights thing, what the fuck? We're literally taking a group of people and putting them together based off what they do with their genitals. No one should fucking give a shit or know.
And they've always had the fucking right.
Yeah, you can do whatever you fucking want.
Yeah, it's just like now all of a sudden they're like, oh, we get gay rights, and you've always had the right.
And the gay thing, that's like 20 years ago, right? Now it's transgenders to the point where, like, in California, if you don't allow your kid to get the affirming care that they desire, then the state will take your kid away from you. Like, bitch, I will kill everybody.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Guess what, motherfucker? I'm going to be dead or in prison, but all y'all coming with me.
Yeah.
Like, this is so fucking crazy. We need a dictator. And I hate the idea of a dictator in communism, but this shit ain't fucking going down in Russia. Just saying. No. Just saying.
Putin don't fuck around. Neither does this dude.
Yeah. Dude, but you saw France? They had the fucking Olympics? And they did a mockery of the Last Supper with all the fucking transgender fucktard freaks. And then they erased the internet because basically the whole globe was like, what the fuck? They're so trapped in their own ideology that they're ruining the fucking Olympics.
Yep.
And then...
Because it's such a big stage and they knew they would have so many people looking at it.
So that's what I'm saying. How do we come back? And one part of me is like, please just don't fuck it up too much. I got kids. And one's like, fucking burn it down. Because how do you come back from this? Somebody has to come in there and be like, well, done.
Yeah, you got to have somebody that's got balls. But, so you got Congress, you got the president, you got the House. The president can't really do shit.
Yep.
Without the House and Congress.
Executive orders, but I really don't know how far this can go.
Now, he can push and push and push and get his way. But it's very hard. So, what needs to happen is the American people need to come together and quit letting our politicians divide everybody when it comes black and white, Hispanic and blacks and whites, Asians, and all of them.
Gay, straight, who gives a fuck?
So, and come together and go, look, we're tired of y'all's bullshit. Congress and House of Representatives, your annual salary is $175,000. But you will not get paid unless you hit these milestones throughout the year. Give them X amount of milestones they got to hit. Let's see how many of them really want to be Congress or House now.
Yeah, they shouldn't get any paycheck. We should only have people representing this country that run for an office, get voted into it, and they serve a term, just like the president, for however long, and they should not get paid. You should not take from the American people and have a career in politics. You should have a successful civilian career and then take those skills and those morals, values, ethics you learn in the free market and take them to help your country. Like they used to do. Like back in the day when we still had a constitution,
right?
Wealthy men who were morally just would leave their farm, their plantation, their property, their business, their factory, whatever they had. They would go to Washington, they would serve, they would go back home. They weren't a celebrity. Maybe you knew them because you voted for them in your state, right? But if it's in another state, another part of the country, you had no idea who they were, right? They weren't celebrity, they weren't famous, they weren't like, dude, I thought it was fucking crazy when Biden and Obama, when they had their inauguration party or whatever, if they got elected to be president, they got fucking rappers and shit. Like, what the fuck? It's a joke. It's the whole thing's a fucking
Yeah, because
show.
they cruise down the road listening to that all the time, I bet.
Yeah, it's just a fucking show. Like, it's so retarded. That's why I keep going back and forth. Like, I wanted all the crash and burn. I wanted to just keep fucking going. But when it comes down to it, I like what you said. You're not strictly like, no matter what, Trump, Trump, Trump. Like, because I'm no matter what, my fucking family.
Right.
I don't know Trump. Trump don't know me. I'll never meet him. Right? I haven't been to one of those rallies. I would totally go. But
in a heartbeat, but I'd have to wear a helmet and vest. It looks like last couple times,
dude. I just, like I said, I don't know him. I'll never meet him. He'll never know of me, and it's not about the man. It's about the movement. I love the idea of America First and all the other people that's surrounding that and jumping on board with it and the momentum it's getting, and just the idea of putting America first and us not sending, however many hundreds of millions of dollars to Ukraine, or was it 60, 80 million to Iran? What the fuck? Who's literally, like, I was in Iraq. I was in Iraq, and every day we would get mortars and rockets. And right before I left, they sent like 6 ICBMs or whatever they were, and they're trying to hit American bases in that country. I don't think we should be there anyway. But like, we're getting attacked every day. Do we like try to triangulate or like return fire or like send up choppers to try and search for? No, we didn't do anything. Alarm went off, and you're like, oh fuck again, right? It got to the point where like, even my first deployment in 0809, I'd be walking to lunch. Like, the chow hall's over there. I'm over here. I got to walk over there. And by the end of my deployment, it was actually funny at the time because you get Army guys typically did about 12 months. And Air Force guys, they would do like 6. And you'd get these brand new Air Force dudes. Everything, all their equipment's brand new. Like,
right.
It's fucking, they're
Top
so
notch.
clean. And like, we had new shit when we get deployed too, but we've been in country, fucking sandbox, a shithole. Like a fucking retarded piece of land no one should be fighting for, except for the oil underneath it. But we walk in the lunch, and we'd have some incoming. You see some explosion going off over there. Like, well, it didn't hit me, right? But the alarm went off, and they heard big noises, and there's fucking smoke over there. They fucking face first into the fucking gravel of this parking lot, right? And freaking out, and you're like, dude, get up. You're going to get dirty. Like, calm down, okay? Either it hits you or it don't, right? You don't have time to run to get in a bunker, right? Like, just chill out, okay? Go find some air conditioning and catch your breath, So, like, my point is, we're literally funding the country that we know for sure is funding these small little militia groups that are trying to kill us.
Right. And right now we're funding Iran that is attacking Israel. So the only country that I feel that we need to help out, not so much sending money, which if it's money, that's cool. But if it's weapons or what, is Israel. For one, it says it in the Bible, which this country was built off of, is the Bible. As much as people, you gotta keep politics and religion separate. Well, that ain't how our forefathers built this country.
Beliefs are beliefs, dude.
And so it states in the Bible that Israel is the Holy Land and you protect it. Not only that, we had 40 Americans killed in Israel on a bombing from Iran. And, what's that other organization? A terrorist organization. Hamas. But do we hear anything about our 40 Americans that were killed in that? Nope.
Just like the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Right.
That's 13.
Yes, the 13 that was killed over it on Biden's hands.
Oh my God, dude. That's so embarrassing. Like, it's really embarrassing.
But, so, we got 40 of our Americans. Now, why they were over there, I don't know. They could, whatever reason. Don't fucking matter. They were Americans. So, we ought to be going over there kicking somebody's ass for killing 40 of our people.
Instead, we got fucking dipshit college kids that are having fucking Hamas protests at their college campuses, all of them should be fucking arrested.
Yeah,
right?
either that or their ass is kicked.
Both, right? Because, like, how do we allow that in America now? Again, my beliefs go back to freedom, right?
Freedom of speech.
And I fucking support that 100%. Like, if you just started fucking dogging me out and telling me that I was the dumbest motherfucker, I'm a piece of shit, I'm fat and I'm ugly, and I'm probably the biggest homo you've ever met. Like, okay, fine. You know, if that's what you think, we just won't be friends anymore. But I totally believe that anyone should do say whatever they want to say, because that's how we really tell who the idiots are. When the people are fucking rooting for the terrorist, they're probably faggots, rooting for the terrorists that would love to kill them. One, because they're a faggot. Two, because they're American. And they've never been to that country, never met anyone in that organization. And they're literally rooting for the people who went and slaughtered people their age at a concert who were unarmed, went into people's homes, murdered mothers and infants. And you won't be able to find the videos if you Google them, but you know that's why I got brought DuckDuckGo.
Google censored.
And I won't try to look it up, but I've seen them. Like, there's videos online you can get where they're cutting off people's heads, holding it up, and
right,
saying whatever the fuck they're saying. Right? They're just they're evil motherfuckers. Right? The reason I say we shouldn't allow it is because, as an organization, a university, right, who a lot of these people have student loans or grants that come from the government. So we're funding their education to be at this premise, this a campus, and who receives a whole lot of government funding, and we're allowing them to root for a terrorist organization that kills innocent people in an allied nation. What the fuck? We're basically supporting Hamas as a government. Like, no, you don't get any kind of funding by supporting and rioting for our enemy.
Right.
And if we don't call them our enemy, then Israel's our enemy. Like, it's just, none of it fucking makes sense. The only way I explain that is that there's so much bad, evil shit, not just in America, but also Europe. There's so much, because there's a ton of immigration in Europe.
Oh, yeah.
And now you see, like, okay, well, they can't have fucking guns, and they're getting arrested for posting anti-government memes on Facebook. Like, I see this being a globalist push. That's jumping into a whole nother conspiracy theory. But back to Trump. I'm going with the most hopeful outcome for the American people. And you keep talking about your different points of views, like, okay, well, you shouldn't mix religion with politics. Well, people are complicated, and all opinions are complicated, and I break it down, and I have 3 different viewpoints. I got a personal, a professional, and a political. That's the best way that I can describe the way my mind works. And personal, yeah, it's all about me, bro. My wife, my kids, my bank account, me everything, right? Professional, well, if I'm dealing with my business, I'm going to act in the best interest of my business, even if that's not in the best interest of me. And then political, best interest of the fucking country in which I was born and in which I reside and hopefully have a long life and die in. So that's the way I break down my shit, all rooted in freedom, right? So I don't care if you're Republican or if you're Democrat or if you're independent. There's actually the person who won the independent party, like they're the candidate, they're never going to win shit, right?
Right, they ain't got enough money.
But have you seen this guy? Oh, back up.
Thank you.
Have you seen that guy?
All
right, dude, I'll have to send you a link. There's a bomb ass fucking interview with this dude, and I've never heard of him before because I don't pay attention to the independent party.
No, because they ain't got enough money. They can't ever compete.
The dude's openly gay, and he is awesome. Love him, right? Like, just everything he says just makes sense. And there's a lot of things that he said that I agree with him on that I don't agree with Trump on. So I don't think Trump's perfect. I think he's the best chance we got.
Yes, very much so.
But I don't give a fuck about the man. I look at the movement. And it's the best chance America has. And I do think you're going to have to go in there and do some unpopular shit. He's going to have to be some sort of a dictator. He's going to have to shut shit down. He's going to fire and delete agencies. He's going to have to...
Oh, yeah. About half the agencies we have need to be fucking shut down.
Because I think his last election, he went in there and tried to play both sides of the fence, and he got fucking shit on.
So here's the thing: you got Biden that's been in politics for 130 years.
Yeah.
Never done shit in politics, but fuck it up.
He's been in the White House for, what, 12 years?
Yep, but even at that, he's been in politics for, I think, 43 years. I don't remember the exact
Lied
number.
the whole time.
The dude, he can't even remember all the lies he told, but he hasn't done nothing.
Nothing good.
Nothing good. So, Kamala Harris. She talks about all this stuff she's going to do if she becomes president. Bitch, you've been a vice president for 3.5 years. You ain't done a fucking thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she really visited the border. That was one of her fucking jobs.
Oh, did you see that interview where there was a reporter asked her, like...
But she went to Europe. Or she hadn't been to Europe.
Yeah, she actually did go to Europe, but she didn't go to the border.
Yeah, you dumb
The bitch
bitch.
is so dumb. Now, you can't even lie good.
So, my problem is politicians stay in office to make money.
Absolutely.
That's
it's
it.
a career.
So, a businessman starts a business to be successful, to make money, so he can quit or retire and do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
That's where, the first time Trump got in, that's where I was going, yes, finally somebody that realizes what we need for this country. Not a career politician, not somebody that can talk. Now, I'll give it, Obama was the best speaking president we've ever had, ever as a president. That dude was slick with words. He could talk to people, get on the podium, talk. Slick. That's how he stayed in office for so long. But now Trump ain't that slick with his words. But that dude can run a business. Yeah, people's like, oh, he's filed bankruptcy on his business. Well, what the fuck are you supposed to do when a business doesn't work? Yeah, so you file bankruptcy on it so it doesn't take all your other businesses down. That's part of it.
He's playing by the rules.
Exactly. The rules
laws
of Democrat. Yeah,
of this country.
Hillary Clinton wrote most of them. I mean, but you put a business person in there. The United States is a damn business.
It's a corporation.
You make and spend money.
Mm-hmm.
That is what a business does.
Well, they don't make shit.
Well,
but I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
we bring tax money. That's why they make money.
They steal money.
Steal money from all of us. But you make money, you spend money. That's where you need a businessman to get rid of all the bullshit that we're throwing money away on stuff that don't need to be thrown away on. That's where Trump comes in and is our best person for the job.
Absolutely. That's why I like Vivek too. And Vivek actually is a good speaker.
Yes,
I like Trump.
very good.
Trump's just like, it's a great, big, wonderful country, beautiful country. I love this country. It's the best country. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
How drunk are you, dude?
Right.
That's how I feel like when you're drinking with your buddy and it's like y'all were going to quit at like a 6-pack and like 3 hours ago.
Right.
Now it's 2 a.m. and y'all...
You're a case and a half in.
Yeah, just like, bro, her tits were this fucking big. You know, that buck was that fucking bass, biggest bass ever. You know, it probably was drinking the water off that chemical plant. It goes fucking mutate. You know, it's just fucking, everything's exaggerated and over the top. And it's actually entertaining. So, I have a 12-year-old that still lives inside of me, and that's my sense of humor. So, I love all the memes of they put out at Trump, like making fun of him. It's hilarious. I like when they make fun of Biden, like falling off of bikes and stairs and like just fucking, like I think Shane Gillis, one of my favorite comedians, he has a stand-up skit where he's talking about as soon as Biden finishes a speech, he turns into a lost Roomba. He's just like...
Right. Looking for the docking station.
Yeah, and they start making like dick-sucking jokes about Kamala. Like, the shit's hilarious. It's not funny because the shit's serious. Like, these are the people that have like the highest offices in the land. Right? It's not funny, but it's so funny at the same time. So it's easy for me and my immature sense of humor just to laugh at all this shit, because otherwise you go crazy. Like, you can't believe any of this shit's fucking real, but it keeps getting worse every fucking day. when you think it can't, it absolutely does. It doubles down.
Right. So let me stop you right there. So we're having them memes made on our president, vice president, our previous president, and the one that's running now. So they're making memes and stuff like that about our political top knot or our top people,
Our leaders,
our so-called leaders. So yeah, they're funny, but it's serious. What do you think other countries? You don't see this about Putin. You don't see this about North Korea, France, China. You don't see none of that shit. So what do you think all these other countries are looking at America going, them fucking idiots? They're
loving it.
Oh yeah, because they're going, these dudes are in a downhill spiral.
Just let them keep
They are
themselves.
fixing to crash and burn.
No.
We don't even have to invade because they're fixing to crumble upon themselves. And we'll let the government
And we are.
fold themselves.
We absolutely are.
You're right. If they keep the division in this country going as is, you're right. Because now, so to me and the way I see it, it started out black-white. It is what
Obama?
With Obama, he started out. That's where the big division I started seeing was they started trying to divide the blacks and whites again, and try to get us against each other and bring division back against the black and white. Now, I don't care the color of your skin. If I cut myself and a black man cuts himself, we both bleed red. Don't make a shit to me what color your skin is. One thing that irritates me is, and not really irritates me, but I do say something to them. They're like, oh, I'm African American. No, dude, you ain't. Unless you come from Africa and got a citizenship over here, you're full-blooded American.
Fucking right.
Now, your ancestry come from Africa, but you full-blooded American just like I am.
Where the fuck did our ancestry come from?
Right.
Who fucking knows?
You know, I come from overseas too, but I'm full-blooded American, so are you. There ain't no difference. You got a better tan than I do.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Unless you're Indian, and the only reason we call him Indian is because we just had Columbus Day. That bitch thought he landed in India.
Right.
And we have a whole holiday
and
for him.
if you look at it, Democrats, it's what they rename it. It's not Columbus Day no more. It's Indigenous Day or something.
You're just making it gay.
Oh yeah, they're just fucking it all. But it started out then with division. Well, then they figured out that it worked for a while with the blacks and whites. So then they got tired of it. So then they tried doing, other races. Well, now we're to the gays and lesbians and transvestites and all that. Now that's where the division's trying to go to. They scrambling for shit now. They're trying to get division. So
Keep going. I'm just trying to get past
it's got to stop somewhere. I just hope.
I know I'm distracting you with this shit.
I hope it stops before we crumble, because them other countries are looking at us and we looking stupid.
Well, we say, oh, fuck Russia, fuck China, fuck North Korea, fuck Iran. Like, all these people are our enemies.
But they all friends.
So, and you kind of touched on money before, because obviously, money's a big player in it. But before I get on this whole money thing, what I say, AOC net worth is what I typed into Google.
Yep.
AOC became a multimillionaire after serving 4 years in Congress. 4 years. So if you make $150,000 for 4 years, that's what, $600,000. If you don't spend a single penny on fucking
and don't get taxed.
Rent. Oh yeah, and don't get taxed. Don't get taxed.
I want to see her tax returns.
You live for free. You eat for free. Somebody buys you shampoo and deodorant and a toothbrush. Like, you don't have a car. You don't buy gas. You don't have health insurance, or you don't pay nothing. And like, okay, well,
let's go to the next one. It's 2001, March. We rate the claim that AOC has racked up more than $1 million network as a member of Congress. False, based on research.
USA Today? I don't trust that already. Her net worth is likely close to 200,000. We're getting the same shit that we saw on Google. But it's coming from kind of the same PoliticoFact, Finance Yahoo. So maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But it is funny that we're
still bringing in more than she was when she was a bartender.
That's goddamn right. I'd really like to know, like for real, what her net worth is.
And it should be open to public because
she's in public office.
Yep, public servant.
All right, okay. Seriously, would you?
Oh, I slapped the shit out of her? You're fucking right, I would. I'd hit her with a brick right upside the face. I can't. I cringe every time she's on TV and starts talking.
Okay, so all these pictures, like they're kind of hiding her teeth, right?
Not that one.
Yeah, like that one, she actually has a decent smile. But let's try AOC donkey. See if we get any memes.
I couldn't get past her talking.
All right, so I would need her to not say anything. Look, there it is. Aww. That's all I hear when I see that. Oh, look, she's being all party girl. There it is. There's some fucking teeth again. Oh, dude, you gotta chop your dick off right there. I'm actually getting donkeys.
That's just family members.
Anyway, all right, so maybe she's not, maybe she is. It's kind of hard for me to tell, right? I don't trust the mainstream places that we recognize as media outlets. And which, oh, look at that fucking shirt, dude. I'm about to put one of these on rebelshirts.com. For real. AOC, ass. Separated at birth. That's the fucking teeth. I love that shit. The much power she has, it's not funny, but it's funny as fuck.
Right. Especially the sad thing is how much power she has, and she's that incompetent and that fucking ignorant with stuff.
Yeah, like I watch sometimes like people put on clips of like they're having hearings and they're talking to like witnesses or testimonies like in Congress, and like they get to cross question them between both sides of the aisle, and like to hear her questions and see her rebuttals, like she just doesn't seem very educated on reality, and it's all more like ideological driven. It's just like, come on, dude. No, don't make it so obvious.
The only time I've heard her sound intelligent, and really I was like, wow, is that the same person? So when they were questioning the Secret Service, the lady that was over the Secret Service after Trump got shot, she laid into that lady and tore her a new asshole. And I was like, oh my goodness. And that was the one and only time she actually sounded intelligent. And I was like, you go.
And you got a little chub, didn't you?
No, I still didn't, because I could just see them big old buck teeth and still would slap her with a brick.
Okay. Serious, most important question, topic we'll talk about ever in our lives. Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, AOC. Kill one, fuck one, marry one.
I would shoot myself.
Suicide?
Suicide.
What an option.
I would still suicide.
Dude, I would marry Hillary. Because obviously Clinton can cheat on her, and he can go to Epstein Island. He can be whatever the fuck he wants to be.
I would do whatever Hillary wanted, because they got a lot of bodies on themselves.
Right. So if you're married to her, she has a vested interest in you not dying. Right?
Yeah.
If you fuck her and leave her, like, I guess you could kill her first and you'd be pretty safe. I mean, I would definitely be fucking AOC. And I'd kill the man. I mean, Michelle.
Yeah, I mean, it probably has a bigger dick than you does.
At least AOC has a vagina.
Yes, and Michael Obama has I bet he's packing.
Oh, it's huge, dude. It's huge.
I've seen.
You'd never walk right again.
I've seen numerous pictures. I bet that's where Diddy got it. I bet.
I'm sure he loved that
I
shit.
bet Michael was pounding no Diddy.
So, man, we're going to have to do this again, and I'm going to have all my memes ready. And I love the memes. I got so many Big Mike memes. But did you ever watch, are you a Tucker Carlson fan?
I've watched some of, like, if I come across it, I'll watch it.
Okay, because I became his fan when he was on Fox. He got even better when he started his own network.
Right.
And he actually interviewed a guy who claims that back in the 80s, he was in a gay bar and he met Barack, and they did cocaine and had sex.
I've heard that story.
Yeah. And then there's pictures online. Again, anyone can do anything with Photoshop. So when it comes to the internet, it's almost like it's all humor to a point, because like I fucking love the Transformers movies. I think there's like 7 of them now, and those fucking alien robots look real as shit. You know what I mean? Obviously they're not, right? So you can't really believe anything 1,000% that comes on a screen. But the only time I've ever seen Big Mike is on a screen, and that fucking dude, that's a man. That's a man.
Well, and that's like the guy that says that. Can you trust him, or is he trying to get 15 minutes of fame?
Mike Obama dick pics. Let's see what happens.
Oh, there it is. Right there.
Dude, that's hilarious. Like, obviously, this is edited. I mean, this is probably an image, and then somebody pasted this image on it. He's like, that's my dick. Oh my gosh, it's just so much fun because it's so obvious too.
The bad thing is there's multiple ones of them in different outfits.
Yeah, there it is. There's that bulge. Like, what is that? That's got to be a penis. All right, how to go back?
Or she's got a pistol.
Oh, she could be packing. She's packing something.
She is packing something.
Oh, look, here we go. We got... Every man has done this move. Like, it got adjusted wrong, or it's like sticking to one leg,
right,
or something. You gotta fucking correct it. And there's videos too where you see her walk in and she's coming down the stairs and she kind of just like moves it over. And that's why I married him. About putting a wiener in his mouth. Like, it's just like, seriously, it doesn't help that she's taller than him and like just as broad or whatever. Oh, okay, here we go. These are young images. Tell me, like, oh my god, dude, seriously? Tell me that's not a fucking man. He would have been better off passing as a woman. She's way more manly features. You think she actually has tits? Like the implants, or is she stuffing it?
I don't know.
I mean, they can definitely afford any surgery. Which, if that's the case, they have to be gay, and she's transgender, or what? They would have tried to get a surgery. If he was really into women, but he's not. He's in the dick, and that's why they kept it. This is a steal from a dance video. I actually watched let's see if it comes up when we do video. And then we're going on money, because I need to talk money. Let's watch it. This video is not yet available to be watched here. You can watch on BBC.
Big black cocks.
Ellen. Alright, hold on. Let's make it big.
America's First Lady, of course, Michelle Obama.
Alright, let's see if we can see the dick move. It's kind of a grainy video. Oh, dude, I see some dick action. There's something in the pants. And it's not a fucking bald vagina.
Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars hit Uptown Funk. During the show, Mrs. Obama spoke about her children and their future outside of the White House. When asked if she or her children are interested in politics, her answer was short and a simple no.
Alright, not bad dancing. For a man, you know, that's pretty
Right.
good.
He's got rhythm.
Dude, I swear, that is a fucking man all day. I would bet whatever on
Turn
it.
up for what?
What?
Where's
I've
that
never
Adam's
seen this
apple?
one.
Look at that Adam's
Turn up
apple.
for what?
You're right. That's a turnip?
Turn up. This video
Yeah.
of Michelle Obama dancing with a turnip has gone viral after being posted on the White House's Vine account.
Oh my god,
It's her
dude.
take on the
That's
Trump
ridiculous.
Turned down for what? The root
Alright,
vegetable
let's go
is
back.
thought to be a nod to her Let's Move initiative, which encourages children to eat healthy
American
food and
national
exercise. The First
debt.
Lady.
So where are we at right now? U.S. national debt clock, real time. Let's see. That looks busy. Why can't I X out of this shit? Alright. U.S. total national assets. No, I don't want assets. I want debt. Where are we at?
Was that? Did that say debt? Where was it? Oh, foreign countries.
I'm like, what's going on with this?
National debt, $35 trillion. Almost 36
Almost
trillion.
36. Almost 36. Okay.
But they sent $750 to all the Helene, Hurricane Helene, people.
Affected people.
Affected
by the
people.
storm,
Yeah, a whole 750.
But
Instead of sending every fucking asset we got in this country to help them people out.
I forgot. I heard. Someone did the math. And I forget the exact numbers. But I heard, well, what we sent to Ukraine, we could have rebuilt brand new homes for everyone in Hawaii, like 10 times over or something crazy
I
like
bet.
that. And then you gotta think all the politicians that are involved with that, they're all multimillionaires. And what's the president of Ukraine? Do you remember his name?
No, he's a fucking pedophile though. That's why.
He's an actor. I heard he was an actor and they hired him to be president. He's got like multiple yachts and mansions and all that bullshit. And
He's also a pedophile.
I bet he is. I mean, that's you kind of have
No,
to be
he-
now
he's
to
been-
be in the crowd.
Yeah, that's why. That's a whole different story there on my beliefs on Ukraine and the Russia war.
And I don't support Ukraine. And I don't support
no,
Israel.
I don't support Ukraine at all.
I don't support either one. Because whether you're under threat from another country or another army or terrorist group, or regardless whether you're under threat or you're not, your population should have the right to self-defense. So all the citizens, if they didn't want to own a gun, then fine, don't own a gun. But they should have the privilege, not the privilege, the right to own firearms in their homes in both countries, Israel and Ukraine, and they weren't. Right? So there were people that were literally stopped. Okay, and you can get into, okay, well, some people were and some people weren't. Or like in Israel, you could, but you had to apply for a license. Like, fuck that, dude. If the government gets guns, the people gets guns, because the government should be in support of the people. And so I don't support either one of those nations that got attacked. Like Ukraine got attacked by Russia, and then Hamas attacked Israel. Fuck them both, because their own governments set them up for failure. That's the way I feel.
Now, Ukraine's will change after this because after they got attacked, they were begging for guns. The government was to give to the people. So any male that could fight, that they were asking.
I heard they're kidnapping people.
They were asking the United States for guns so they could give any physically able man to go fight. So I bet now, after this war is done, I bet their laws change to where they can own guns over there.
But
So
still,
this don't
fuck
happen
'em,
again.
because it shouldn't take a war for you to realize
Correct.
you're an idiot. Just like Israel did away with a lot of their restrictions on gun ownership after they got attacked. It's too late after, you dumb piece of shit. You shouldn't have fucking took the right of self-defense to the individuals that you lord over.
Well,
Like, this should never be an option.
our government would take that right away from us right now.
They're definitely trying. Big
Yeah.
trying. And they have in a lot of places.
They're talking about it, But I think our government's too damn scared to pull the trigger and make that call because they know, for one, most of our foot soldiers as our military are going to tell our government, go get fucked. We're not helping enforce it because we took an oath to protect
Constitution.
the Constitution.
Damn, that shitty Constitution. Always getting in the way.
So a lot of the cops have done the same thing. A lot of the states have told the federal government, yeah, go fuck yourself. We're following the Constitution.
Except for Washington.
Now, how many, and I can't remember the number, our military has X amount of guns, but our population has like 6 or 7 times as much as our military does. Now, do we have as big of guns? No, but we got way more people. That's the only reason why China's never attacked us on our own grounds, because there's a gun behind every blade of grass.
Yeah, Japanese. That's what the
Japs.
I forget what his name is, of course, but the Japanese general in World War II is like, "Oh, you awoken sleeping giant," because there's a gun behind every grass blade.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, so you can't invade America because you're not just fighting America's like military; you're fighting everybody.
Yep. And that's
if you're going to invade somewhere like California or Washington,
yeah, where
or
they
New York,
California, they'll throw fairy dust and dildos at you.
Yeah, which some of them dildos may have AIDS, so dangerous weapon.
Yes.
Be careful.
Could be big ones.
Wear protection.
Yes.
Could be big ones. Double-headed.
Yes. Shitty covered.
Yeah. All right, so how many guns in the U.S.? Over 393 million. Over 90% of those guns are in civilian hands. Fuck yeah! America, bitch! Fuck yeah! There's like 333 million people in America. Well, who knows now because the border. Yeah. But that's the rough count. And we got almost 400 million guns. And fuck, they're making them every day. Selling them every day.
And that's just ones they know about.
That's true. That's true. So, it's always been legal to make your own gun.
Correct.
Without an FFL. Which, again, we talked about licenses. Actually, we didn't in the show. But if you need a license for your restaurant to sell alcohol, or you need a license to drive on a public road, or you need a license to do whatever, to practice medicine or law, or basically a license is a contract that you sign with the government for them to grant you permission to do a thing. Fuck that.
Correct.
Fuck that. Like, I shouldn't need any permission from a government because the Constitution and the Bill of Rights limits the government's power. I should be able to, if I can afford it, from a free market, a company who manufactures this item and is willing to sell it to me as a private transaction between me and that manufacturer, that business, that entity, whatever it is, the government should have no part in me. If I want and I can afford to buy a fucking F-35, I'll fucking buy it. A grenade launcher, like a fucking Mark 19, I should be able to buy it. If I want a fully automatic Glock 18, I should be able to buy it. The government should have nothing to do with firearms. The ATF, illegal as shit, at least the fucking firearm portion. And I have my thoughts about alcohol and tobacco too, and everything else that they do. And there's talk, JD Vance, he's actually mentioned just totally abolishing the ATF, which
I think it's a worthless organization.
Yeah, and talking about fucking dictators and tyrannical rule, the Correct. Fucking shit, they keep failing in fucking court, thank God. But yeah, like the right of the people, the baron, how they go? The right of the people, I gotta look it up. To bear arms shall not be infringed. Anyway, the point of a statement is that it's the only amendment that says shall not be infringed. And all they do with every gun regulation or law or gun-free zone or whatever is infringe on that right.
Right.
And if they can take that away, then it's a privilege, not a right. So if we're founded on a document, that document limits the power of government, we're obviously not a constitution. Nothing's constitutional about gun control whatsoever. And at least that's what they call it, gun control.
Well, and here's the problem.
Like people control.
is you got all these dumbasses in Washington that get up there and talk about guns that don't have a damn clue about a gun. And my favorite thing is
funny.
why they how they explain a gun. This 100-round magazine shoots
clip.
Clip shoots 100 rounds a second. Well, I'm sorry, but no, it doesn't, you dumbass. But because they don't know how guns work or anything about guns, they always talk the Second Amendment about hunting. Our forefathers didn't give a fuck about hunting. All they gave a shit about was keeping
tyrannical governments at bay.
Yes.
They don't need a throne fucking dictating shit.
Yes. And so there was nothing in our Constitution written about fucking hunting. That's what our conservation's for. They dictate what goes on with hunting. So it was all about, did they think back when this country was, when they came up with the Constitution, that we were going to have ARs,
They could predict the future. No one can.
Right, but 40-round mags, no, they didn't. But that's why they didn't put anything specific in there about a gun.
Oh, they did. They said, shall not be infringed.
Right, but I'm saying...
Very specific to me.
But they didn't, put a gun single shot or...
crack barrel.
Yes.
Bolt action.
It's any gun
lever
at
action.
All. It's
musket.
Yes.
Like, nothing. No specific language about the type of firearm.
That's like cannon. Shit like that. That was their big gun. That's the tank back in the day.
Yeah.
Fuck, I should be able to own a tank if I could afford one.
Absolutely. Why not?
That fires.
Why not?
I know.
So their argument is like, protect the children. Bitch, the problem with school shootings is the fact that y'all make the shooters fucking famous and y'all suppress all the ideology behind those shooters and how they were brainwashed to do what they did. And you're telling them that they're a victim from birth and like they don't have the same rights as everyone else in the country. Them. Yeah, and they're loading them up on pharmaceuticals. Like their brain's fucking mush, right? And like you create an atmosphere of a bunch of easy targets for a deranged, mentally unhealthy, fucked up individual to go and prey on them.
Yep.
The teachers should be fucking packing.
So, and here's my theory. Take all the teachers, all your administration, have a meeting. All right? Who wants to carry?
Yeah, take an option.
If they've got 6 of them, I will. Okay, you put them through training courses to shoot this and that. Then you send them, you have a group come in, like your SWAT team, the closest SWAT team, to have them run drills with them, to help identify, to help them pick the best advantage point that they have in the school to go after these shooters or to protect. Them. Or when our military comes back and they get out of the military and they have a hard time finding jobs.
Fuck yeah, resource officer.
Hire them. Okay? They've already got the training. They know what they do to do in a situation. Put a couple of them. I mean, our school systems piss money away anyway. They don't give it to where it needs to go, is to the teachers. Let's put it somewhere useful then.
There should be no federal Department of Education.
Hell no.
Because all the money goes there and it gets dispersed down to the states. It gets dispersed down to different like counties or parishes. It gets dispersed to individual schools from the school board. So that's a fucking already corrupt.
Yes.
That department should not exist. All power should be at a state level. But regardless of all that, yeah, there's simple solutions to all of our fucking problems. And one should be there's no such thing as a gun-free zone. And the fact that there's more guns in this country than there is people, there shouldn't be any people if guns are fucking evil and they need to be removed from the population.
Right.
It's just so fucking blatantly obvious that the only fucking problem, and they say, well, gun violence. There's gun violence in our inner cities, gun violence in our schools, gun violence. There's no such fucking thing as gun violence. right?
No.
I'm not saying that I own guns or I don't own guns, but I've been around some guns, and not once has a gun ever tried to commit any violence on me. Right? Guns are inanimate objects. Just like this laptop ain't about to jump up and whoop my ass. You know what I mean? This TV is never going to fucking bitch slap you. It's an inanimate object made that has metal parts and plastic and whatever the fuck else materials. It doesn't do shit. It doesn't have emotions. It doesn't have feelings. It can't take action on its own. We have a human violence problem. People killed people before gunpowder was even invented. People will always kill people.
First murder. Cain killed Abel with a rock.
There you go.
That rock didn't pick itself up and hit Abel. Cain killed Abel.
Ban rocks.
Yep.
Rock violence.
Rock violence.
Yep. And spoons make you fat.
Exactly.
Yep. And video games, like, they don't have any influence on your mental health. Like, they could blame everything except for the fucking individual.
And
right?
that's what our country's gone to. They blame everything but the person that's fucking responsible. That's what they do.
So a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, to the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So a lot of people will be like, well, you're not a militia, are you? Oh, well, bitch, no, I'm not.
How do you know?
And well-regulated. Obviously, we need an ATF to regulate you. Clearly, that's where the gun regulations come from. No, not at all. Well-regulated just means trained, right? So back in the day, 200 odd some years ago, they talked a little different than we do now. If you went to the future, fucking 2 minutes, they're going to say a bunch of other fucking slang words. I don't even understand. Like, I got a 14-year-old, and he says some shit. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Are you speaking? You just make that up? It's English, right? Like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? Like, I'm confused because it's not actual English language. English language is complicated enough, and then throw fucking new slang in there.
Right.
It's retarded. Every year we get like a new addition to the Urban Dictionary. It's always so new. Like, go back 5 years ago and be like, bro, that wop was fire. I'd be like, huh? Your mop was on fire? What are you talking about? You know, like, there's always new words. They talked a little different. That means a trained militia, as in a group of free people who have the right to bear arms, can defend theirs and their own. So if you came in with, like, a mafia and you tried to threaten business owners, if you were a fucking out-of-control fucking sheriff and you tried to dictate the in and outs of your people, they have fucking rights. You don't as a sheriff. Their people have rights, and they should be protected. If they're not protected by the people who should be protecting them, then the people have the right to protect their own against you.
Correct.
All the way up to the federal government. That's why the Second Amendment is there, because without the people being able to protect themselves from a tyrannical control of anyone at any level, you don't have freedom.
Right.
Freedom don't exist.
And as soon as that one goes away, everybody's freedom is gone. Because that is the only one out of all the amendments we got. That is the only one that is saving our ass right now from our federal government.
Yeah, and you know how you stop school shootings? You know how you stop the gang violence? You know how you stop fucking pedophiles?
Take them out in the city square and you hang their ass in front of everybody.
Fucking right.
Like they used to do back in the day.
Fucking right. And I totally believe in the idea of a fair trial. That's kind of like a myth nowadays.
Yep.
But sure, if there's any doubt, I totally agree with innocent until proven guilty. And if a fucking serial rapist or murderer gets away with it, fine. No system we're going to be able to come up with is perfect because we are imperfect.
Correct.
So any human developed process is never going to be 100%. But as close as we can get, and we should strive to always improve the foxhole, like never stop trying to get better. That's what we should do. But whenever we catch someone red-handed, like, and some of them actually fucking admit to it.
Lights out.
Yeah, we don't spend $300,000 a month on for-profit prisons. No, we get rid of them in like 5 minutes. And if anything, sell it for pay-per-view. Make some fucking tax revenue.
Yeah.
You know, like, just get rid of the problem. So people really get to choose, well, I could do this and maybe I get away with it. Or maybe I'm fucking dead as soon as I get caught.
Right.
And we don't wait 10 years for a fucking trial after death row with endless amounts of appeals.
Yeah, and then they set another 10, 15 years on death row. We'll have Dana White.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Pay-per-view these things because he can...
Joe Rogan can fucking be like, oh, shit.
Yep, Joe Rogan will sit there commentate. Dana White, he'll get the pay-per-view going.
We got the pedophile in the left corner. We got the serial killer in the right.
They're both tied to a rope. Who's going to go first?
Bring in the tigers.
And, yeah, have it go pay-per-view, and all the money raised goes to the families. And
Absolutely.
And I bet the next person will think twice.
Yep, absolutely. So the punishment has to equal the crime, right? And if you're going to rape an innocent child, you should have to fight crocodiles.
Or just P. Diddy.
Oh, fuck, dude. It's just so fucked up, man. That's why, like, half of me wants it to fucking crumble. And this is where I think it makes the most sense. Because everything we've talked about before, we're basing off of personal judgment, right? Well, numbers don't revolve around anyone's personal opinion, thoughts, belief system, or anything. So the fact that we have fucking almost $36 trillion, right?
And look how fast that's going up.
Money printer go burr. Yeah, so...
Hold on.
Okay.
Look at... So that's a unreal fucking number. I mean, you just can't even fathom...
How many commas in your bank account?
I mean, you can't even fathom that number. But let's move to the right. This is U.S. national debt.
Divided by the number of citizens.
Debt per citizen. So right now, our government has screwed us so fucking bad over the years that they have put every individual, for us to get out of debt right now, every individual would have to pay $106,000.
Every single one.
Every individual.
Even the ones that are 6 months old.
Correct. So everybody that's a taxpayer would have to pay $272,000.
Almost $300,000.
So
people don't even own houses that expensive.
In the line of work I'm in, if I cost my company that much fucking money in a year, I would be fired. Why?
You'd be sued.
Yeah.
You'd be in jail.
Yeah, they'd be trying to recoup that type of money from me because I cost them that much money. So why in the fuck ain't we doing something about our... I don't care if you Democrat or Republican. Why in the hell ain't we doing that type of anything about that? That number is absolutely ridiculous.
But does it matter?
Yeah, it matters because that's devaluate or dropping the
creating inflation.
Creating inflation and dropping the value of the dollar bill
of a fiat currency.
Correct.
How much is the dollar worth?
Truly, or...
So it's backed by the confidence and reliability, the promise from the federal government.
Correct. It's backed by promises because we've been printing it.
Who the fuck trusts the federal government?
Because we've been printing it since...
The federal government don't trust the federal government.
But the 80s without gold?
1971. We got off the gold standard because people called our fucking bluff. So what happened is we based after World War II, it was called, we created a new system and it was agreed upon. It was the Brooks, I gotta go Google this. I gotta duck this. I gotta duck and go this. World War II, Brooks and monetary system. That's got to give me an answer. The Bretton Woods. I said Brooks. I took a B and some O's or something. All right, so the Bretton Woods economic system. So at the end of World War II, Europe was trashed, right? And a lot of the European countries were like, look, we're about to get fucking blitzkrieged by the fucking Germans, and they're gonna whoop our ass. We don't want to take our gold, so we send it over to America because they're protected by oceans. And I'm doing the Trump talk now. So America had a lot of the gold, and we also clearly had a badass military, and we were geologically protected by any potential threats. And basically, we went from the Dutch as the world trade currency to the British pound as the trade currency to the USD after World War II. And the idea was that it's going to be tied to a real tangible asset, which was gold. So in the back in the day, you could literally take like a silver certificate to the bank and get silver, or you could trade in your U.S. currency for gold. Even me and you as citizens could go do that, but especially fucking countries that had fucking or putting USD in their central banks to trade with other nations with, right? And then they started noticing that we were printing a little bit more than we probably should from the amount of gold that we had. And since it was a gold standard and you could trade the currency for gold, France was like, shit, I don't fucking trust America. So they sent a warship to New York and like, hey, here's your dollars back. Give me the gold. And we did. We filled up their fucking warship with gold and they fucking took it. And I think it was it Nixon? Let me try this. I just want to say the right president. Who took America off the gold standard? Who really killed the gold standard? Well, Nixon is usually blamed. LBJ played a large role in the gold standard. Okay, so I wasn't like too far off. Maybe LBJ and Nixon had some kind of role to play in it. But however, America had the gold. Our currency is based off gold. We've printed more currency than we could back it with gold. They called our bluff. They started taking the gold. We freaked out and were like, bah, we're off the gold standard. Our currency is no longer redeemable for gold. And like the rest of the world is kind of like, what the fuck? Like, we don't want your paper, right? We don't trust you now. You've proven that you're dishonest. And then, like, everyone's freaking out, and then we saved the day by going over to Saudi Arabia, because now all our energy, the world revolved around oil. And at the time, Saudi Arabia, they're tribal, right? Mideastern, basically families or tribe would battle on who's in political control and power. And we're like, okay, your family will always be in power because if anyone fucks with you in or outside your country, we'll annihilate them.
Right.
Remember us? We won the World War. Like, we had the nukes. Like, we're badass. We got you. You can only sell your oil in USD. And they're like, cool, bro. Got you. So now, that term, which created the term the petrodollar, now our dollar's backed by the trade of energy globally. Okay, so that gave us a little bit of like substance to our pretend paper money. And then it came just what, I think this year, not too long ago, like that 50-year contract basically went expired, and they're like, we will trade our oil for USD, but also anything else that we fucking want to, because fuck you, America, you've weaponized your dollar. So Russia invades Ukraine, and we basically sanction them, and we take their assets, right? So their USD, which we create, so we're in control of, and the whole Swiss banking system is kind of fucking favors to the trade currency.
Right.
And we're basically like, fuck you, Russia. We just took all your assets. You can't use our dollar, and we're going to give it to the people that, is your enemy, you're in war with, right? So everyone else that is trading or has some sort of government wealth or central bank holdings in the USD, they're like, well, they could do that to us. Right? We even went to China, we're like, look, China, we're cool if you're friends with Russia, just don't give them any money. Like, we're giving Ukraine a shit ton of money, but you don't do that or else, right? So they don't fucking trust us, which really has progressed the BRICS. And so BRICS is basically this idea that they're going to come together outside of the USD and support each other. So basically, we got like the G7, the Western nations, who,
Right.
as long as we've been alive and really for a fucking long time, we've been the wealth, right? Everyone else is like third world countries. Well, now they're starting to catch up, especially China. And no one trusts the West anymore because not only are we bad stewards of the currency, but we're fucking use it as a weapon against
Right.
whoever we fucking feel like it. So any idiot can be like, okay, yeah, obviously I recognize the idea that America's no longer America. They've changed. They're not the country that literally helped rebuild Japan after nuking them, helped rebuild Germany. Like, we were good, like the fucking East-West German,
Mm-hmm.
like the part that the Red Army controlled, opposed to, like, there's a story. I know I'm jumping on many fucking rabbit holes right now, but if you ever get bored, next time you're taking a shit, just Google East Germany, West Germany, what America did to fly in resources. It's like, these people were fucking dying. Their country was destroyed. We just fucking like killed their government and their leader and everything, right? They just lost the war. They're economically fucked. They're like, they don't have anything. We delivered more food and like resources and help than ever before in ever human history, even me up till now. And it was like, it was incredible. We were heroes. We were the good guys. We stood for what was right, what was moral, what was just,
Right.
ethical reasoning on our actions. Like, we were heroes. And the world respected us, and we respected everyone else. And we deployed our Navy for the control and provide security to the world for free trade, global trade. Like, we did the right thing like all the time. And now we do the wrong thing like all the fucking time. So yeah, these BRIC nations,
For
which
power.
stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and they got like 150 nations trying to join, including Saudi Arabia, right? Because, and supposedly this month, October, they're supposed to have a meeting in Russia and may or may not vote on creating what they call the unit, which is 40% backed by gold, 60% backed by their local currencies, to create a monetary system that not one party can manipulate or control, right? So it makes, supposedly they're trying to create the most fair trade system. And they're not going to like fuck with their local, like, their own currencies.
Right, it'll be government to government.
Like a settlement, yeah, it's just a trade settlement currency, which makes a lot of sense. And I don't blame them at all for not trusting America, because I don't trust America.
I don't trust it. Yeah, I don't trust our government.
And they fucking tax us like they're fucking legal theft.
Correct.
They do. Like, if I earn a paycheck from my employer, they take their cut before I get it. But if I go buy eggs, or if I go buy tennis shoes, I go buy a fucking car, I gotta pay taxes on that then. If I buy a fucking piece of property, I pay property taxes, right? And if I buy a car, I gotta register it, and then also I gotta, like, every so often I got a new sticker on my license plate. I gotta pay to get a fucking license just to operate it, even though the taxes were used to build the fucking roads and I bought the car with my own money. Like, we get taxed on the same dollar like 6 different ways, no matter what we fucking do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking corrupt. And most of our taxes are supposed to be temporary. Like income tax, that was a support the war effort. That was temporary. Kind of like the 2-week shutdown for COVID.
But then they realized how much money they could make off income taxes. So they're like, these ignorant fucks are paying it now. Let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah, who's going to stop us?
Right, because we're the federal government. We can do whatever we want.
Goddamn right.
Well, they ain't. Once they piss off enough Americans, I'll tell you that right now. Once enough Americans have enough of it, they're going to have their hands full.
I would like to say you're right, but it hasn't happened yet.
You're right.
The closest we got to a civil war, and that was the bloodiest war America's ever been in. And I do not want that. That's terrible.
You're right.
Though we fought in World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, like whatever you could possibly think of. Nothing's been. No other event has caused more Americans to die than the Civil War.
Right, but you also got to remember what type of war that was compared to Afghanistan or world wars. I mean, you're standing from me to you, shooting each other with a musket ball.
Yeah, their tactics were pretty stupid.
Yeah, they were pretty bad compared to what we've got now, where you've got our Air Force that sits in Arizona flying drones in Afghanistan. I mean, yeah, we do got boots on the ground there, but the tactics are a little different. But my biggest fear about what's going to happen is we're going to have two fights. So we're going to have a civil war.
You think so?
I don't think there's any way around it. So that's not going to be the hard fight.
Against who? Who against who?
Us against the government.
Okay.
Now, they'll bring the UN in.
Yep, blue helmets. Easy
So,
targets.
Yep, very easy. So, it'll be us versus them. That ain't going to be the hard fight. Yeah, they're going to have better
supply chains,
better equipment. But we're going to have some backwoods motherfuckers. And you're going to be on their property. So.
Like the redcoats against the farmers.
Yes. I don't know about you. You bring some motherfucker from overseas over to my property that I know every creek and cranny and every place I can hide. I don't give a fuck what you're in.
And your neighbors actually trust you?
Yes, I'm going to take you down.
And they may or may not speak your language.
But these dudes might have some half-assed military vehicles they bring over. But we got people over here that build fucking killdozers and shit like that.
That's a fucking cool story.
But that's not the fight I'm worried about. Once we do have our civil war, that's afterwards the fight I'm worried about when Russia and China goes, all right, boys, let's go get them. They're wounded. They're limping. They just got done fighting themselves. And now we're going to have some of our own people back our government because they're just that fucking ignorant. But we're going to have Russia. And China's going to team up with Russia. And that's going to be the hell of a fight when they come over here and try to take us on our own grounds.
And if India joins, that's the major population of the entire fucking planet.
Right.
They get it comes to an attrition war, they will not run out of people.
Oh, no. But
like how? Let's see. How many people in China?
It's probably gonna look like our deficit.
So they got over 1.4 billion. All right. India.